300,000 people abandoned their entire lives to dig in the dirt of California. Almost every single one of them died broke, disappointed, or both. But one man got richer than almost all of them combined, and he never once touched a shovel. Stick around, because the trick he used is exactly the same trick behind every crypto exchange, every app store, and every gold rush since 1849. A carpenter named James Marshall is building a sawmill for a landowner named John Sutter on a quiet river in Northern California. And he sees something shining in the water that's about to end Sutter's peaceful life forever. "Sir, I think this is gold. Are you certain? I've never seen anything like it in this river." Then we tell absolutely no one. If this gets out, this entire valley will be crawling with strangers within a month.
Can we actually keep this quiet? We have to.
Because the moment this secret dies, so does everything I've spent 20 years building here. Spoiler, they cannot, in fact, keep this quiet. Secrets involving free gold have a survival rate of approximately 0. Within months, word reaches San Francisco, and one man there doesn't just hear the rumor, he turns it into the most profitable heist in American history without breaking a single law. His name is Sam Brannan. He owns a small store near Sutter's land, and before he tells a single living soul about the gold, he quietly buys up every pick, every pan, and every shovel in the entire city. Buy every shovel in San Francisco. Today. Every single one, sir? Every single one. And don't sell a single one to anyone until I say so, no matter how much they beg. Sir, you're starting to scare me. Good. Fear means you finally understand what's about to happen here. Then Brannan walks straight down the middle of Montgomery Street, holding up a bottle of gold dust like a trophy, screaming 4 words, "Gold! Gold from the American River!" Let me see that. Look for yourself. It's real. Then where in God's name do I buy tools to dig? Funny you should ask that. I happen to have exactly what you need, priced exactly how I like it. Within 3 weeks, San Francisco is nearly a ghost town. Soldiers desert their posts, sailors abandon ships mid-voyage. The town's only newspaper shuts down because even the editor leaves to dig. And every single shovel in Sam Brannan's store sells out at roughly 10 times its normal price. By the time the frenzy is 2 years old, Brannan is California's first millionaire. Word spreads across the country, then across oceans, and by 1849, 300,000 people are pouring into California by wagon, on foot, and by ship around the entire southern tip of South America just to reach a riverbank most of them have never even seen a photograph of. They call themselves the 49ers, and every last one of them believes exactly the same thing, that the ground itself is about to hand them a fortune. Here's what none of them know yet. The easy gold, the kind just lying loose near the surface, is almost completely gone within the first year. What's left demands standing in freezing river water for 12 hours a day for a fraction of what the earliest arrivals scooped up for free. Most miners barely break even. Many go home with less than they left with. A shocking number never go home at all. Now here's the twist almost nobody in California figured out at the time. While 300,000 men were betting everything on a hole in the ground, a much smaller group had already found the one business in California with a mathematically guaranteed return, selling everything those 300,000 desperate men needed just to survive one more day. Take a tailor named Jacob Davis. His customers keep coming back to him with the exact same complaint. Their pants keep tearing apart from stuffing tools and ore samples into the pockets. Every single pair I make rips within a week. Regular cotton just wasn't built for this kind of abuse. What if we put metal rivets at the corners exactly where they tear first, and the fabric itself? Something heavier than cotton, that thick denim you keep buried in the back of your store. That tailor's name is Jacob Davis. The man with the denim buried in the back of his store is Levi Strauss. Together, in 1873, they patent the riveted work pant, blue jeans. Not designed as fashion, designed purely so a miner's pocket wouldn't explode while he carried rocks all day. Levi Strauss & Company is worth billions of dollars today, built entirely on a problem that had absolutely nothing to do with finding gold. And the food economy is somehow even more savage. A dozen eggs, worth pennies literally anywhere else in America, sells in the mining camps for the modern equivalent of nearly $100. A single simple meal costs more than most miners find in gold in an entire week of backbreaking labor. How much for eggs and bread today? Same price as yesterday. That's outrageous! You're robbing us blind! Then don't buy it. Notice what that merchant understood that almost no miner ever did. He wasn't gambling on luck. He didn't need to find anything buried in a riverbed. Every miner had to eat whether he struck gold that day or not, which meant every single one of them was a guaranteed customer forever. Now here's the number that exposes the entire con. Historians estimate the gold rush pulled roughly $700 million in gold from California's rivers and hills. But trace where that money actually landed, and the entire story flips upside down. The merchants, the shippers, the hotel owners, the men who never once swung a pickaxe, walked away with fortunes larger and far more reliable than almost anyone who actually found gold. But every gold rush has a bill, and it's rarely sent to the people telling the story afterward. California's indigenous population was devastated through violence, disease, and forced removal, collapsing by more than 80% within a few decades of gold being found. The mercury used to separate gold from rock poisoned rivers so thoroughly, traces of it are still measurable in California's waterways today, more than 170 years later. By the mid-1850s, the lone prospector with a pan and a dream is already extinct. Large corporate mining operations move in with industrial machinery, buying up claims and hiring the very same miners, now as wage laborers working for someone else's fortune. The dream that dragged 300,000 people across an entire continent lasted less than a single decade before the corporations quietly repossessed it. The exact playbook Sam Brannan ran in 1849 has been rerun in almost every boom since, just with better marketing. The dot-com crash made far more software vendors rich than dot-com founders. The crypto boom made far more exchanges rich than most people who actually held the coins. Different century, different treasure, identical rule. The person digging for the prize carries all the risk. The person selling the shovel carries almost none of it and pockets nearly all the profit. Sam Brannan eventually lost every dollar of it to bad investments, a ruinous divorce, and a slow spiral he never recovered from. He died in 1889, broke and almost completely forgotten, buried in a plot he couldn't even afford himself. But for one brief moment in American history, a man who never touched a shovel understood something 300,000 men standing waist-deep in freezing rivers never did. You don't get rich chasing the treasure. You get rich selling the map, the tools, and the dream to everyone who is.